up the game some more. In fact, that middle tower goes down in the process as well. Q actually positions himself in an awkward area, but Samael's not going to be able to capitalize on that one. We've got a gem now for Q, so hopefully they'll be able to, actually take some control of this game away from the techies. But I was going to say it may also go back to CDEC's more passive play and overreactionary. May come down to the Bloodseeker's choice in items. I asked you about the Midas, and you said, no way, that's just going to be a bit too passive. Shiki still went for it, and I think we are seeing the effects of that now.
I mean, going for the Midas here, when you assume your team is doing really well, is okay. I changed my mind, Cap. I get to do that.
All right, very well.
So he decided to go for it, and that was just because of the landscape of the game. Like, they were able to get the Roshan for free. Nobody really contested him. His team was doing good 4v5, but they're just stalling out a little bit longer than I think they want to. And it's allowing EG to open up the map a little bit more. And they weren't able, CDEC actually weren't able to utilize that Aegis whatsoever. Like, they didn't use it to get the bottom tier 2. They didn't get either of the tier 1s out. They had taken that tier 1 really early. And so this Roshan was probably just an objective they thought was really safe. There's no way that you can have mines there. So I think this is just more EG playing a little bit of mind games. But CDEC are still in a really good position.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, first of all, there's a couple things to kind of contradict what I was talking about. We have watched many teams before in this group stage where we're like, okay, there is some pressure, they should start being aggressive, et cetera, but they've played very patiently and just waited for their opening, and that seems to be a game winner. Like, you don't want to try, just because you maybe want to be able to utilize that Aegis and 5-man and take towers, doesn't necessarily mean you should if you can't find the correct opening. But also another thing is that CDEC do not have bad late game by any means, right? EG, they're left with, Tusk, which is a little bit questionable. Lena's obviously good, but, is Clinkz really going to be able to out-carry heroes like Bloodseeker and Gyrocopter?
No, but that's why Fear is building towards the mid-game right now. He's getting a Deso soon. I mean, the great thing about Clinkz's item build is it allows you to both pick off heroes with the Medallion of Courage, which I think is why he just still decided to go for it. It's just a good item. Like, it gives you good, it gives you some mana regen, the armor is really good, and the Valor ability is fantastic, and so it allows you to look for solo pickoffs using that, and the Deso allows you to both pick people off for cheap, and it allows you to split push towers, which I think are both necessary for winning this game if you're EG.
Yeah, I think that's one of the critical reasons. I mean, we talked about how this meta, like, you and I had a conversation very early on to the patch where it was like, okay, this seems to be like very team fight, like the intelligence heroes in general got buffs. We're going to see more intelligence cores come forward, which are more about team fights and maybe some push. That means there's going to be a natural reaction to split push, right? Like, there's going to be, if you don't want to fight, you want to try and split push. It seems like Desolator being such a cheap item, as well